What's going on, everybody? Today I'm bringing you the second edition of Series 10 Cores. Today we're talking about EnDon. I think I'm going to limit the series to cores that are not as obvious, so we aren't breaking down common archetypes. We're going to break down some not so common partners, or not so common cores for the series. Some pros of these two. The idea behind it is that you have a choice graph Entei, outspeeding everything other than the key. Here on the set that I was using, it's 236 speed, that just outspeeds Shadow Rider and Zacian, with 252 timid into special attack, and then 4 defense for special defense, and 12 HP. That is just dumping the rest of it into bulk. The Groudon has some coverage moves here: Heat Crash, Precipice Blades, Rock Slide, and Thunder Punch, with Assault Vest just for longevity. This helps it live some attacks and switch in on some attacks that it wouldn't be able to otherwise because of its not as great special defense. Its special defense is still good, it's just not as great as its massive defense stat. Some pros of this duo: it has amazing offensive coverage. You're able to click Fire Move plus Ground Move, and not a lot of things can switch in on that. You can click Fire Move plus Rock Slide, Fire Move plus Thunder Punch, Fire Move plus Heat Crash. Heat Crash does a whole bunch of damage if you just want to spam Fire Moves that turn, and it pretty much obliterates a lot of things that don't resist it, and you are OHKOing most things. I think some of these calcs are getting insane, so there are a lot of them, and I'll link some replays down below that better showcase how this duo goes, because it's probably better to show than to say. So as I said, it outspeeds everything other than Malamar, and it's very hard to stop the first eruption because of inner focus, not allowing Entei to flinch, and choice scarf allowing you to outspeed everything. So with Sun, you're also resisting Aqua Jets and other things like that, and you are already naturally resisting Grassy Glide, which is the other common priority in this format. So some sample teams for this duo are Fini and Zapdos. So this duo is kind of weak in terrain, which I'll talk about in the con section. So Zapdos and Fini are very good at terrain. You put them all together, and Zapdos gets the benefit of firing off heat waves if it wants to. The Thunderbolts and the strong stab Thunderbolts are helping you a lot in dealing with water types, and your Hurricane is very good against opposing rain teams. Fini can just sit there against rain. If it's the calm mindset, then it just gets set up. If it's just very naturally bulky, you can destruct Icy Wind, Light Screen, Nature's Madness, a whole bunch of support moves that you have the option to run. The second idea for this duo to run next to it is Umbreon or Stack. This just helps with the Shadow Rider matchup. Umbreon's Snarls can help with a lot of the format. You have Yawn for disruption, Foul Play for physical attackers, and Moonlight. Umbreon actually benefits from Groudon. This is not a new idea. It can heal up 75% of its health, I think 75%, and also has the inner focus ability, so it can't be flinched. Your opponent can't disrupt you from doing what you want to do usually in that turn, unless they have manual taunt, because Prankster taunt doesn't work. The second partner would be Stack. It has Wide Guard. The Rock Slide is helpful in dealing with Rock Slide is helpful with dealing with Volcarona, which this duo kind of has a problem against. Volcarona can just hit Groudon for very good damage, and it's bulky enough that it does live most of the time. eruption from Entei if it has a lot of bulk investment, which they usually do. So stack just helps a lot with that. Wide guard helps with a lot of the format because there are a lot of large special spread moves going around, Astral Barrage, Water Spout, that this duo is weak to. So yeah, and Gyro Ball for Xerneas, or any steel move to be honest. And then the final idea, I have Hyper Offense Ice type here. This is not a team all in itself, though it does look pretty decent as a team. These are specific Pokemon that I think would be pretty good next to this duo. So Ludi Koko looks very nice next to these two. You have the Water type to help you out against opposing Fire types. Like I said, you also quad resist opposing Water types. Ludi Koko is very good into the rain matchup. You just have to worry about their flying type, but Tornadus usually on those teams. You can run Sunny Day, switch them Ludi Koko, so you can use their rain against them to set up the sun and start firing off eruptions again, or just to make their Kyogre do less damage, not be able to hit their thunders, etc. Aegislash is another partner that I think would be good, just because of Wide Guard again. It's very nice into most of the format, and Ghost Steel also helps out with a lot of the format's defensive typing. So you can deal with Xerneas, and you can Shadow Sneak Shadow Rider, you can Wide Guard against Shadow Rider, so it's very nice offensively and defensively. Togekiss helps out with ground types. You can follow me away ground type moves from Entei, and just lets your Entei and your Groudon live longer, redirecting ground types moves around away from Entei, like I said, and grass types moves away from Groudon. And then I have Weavile here. Any offensive ice type would do. This just helps you with the ground type matchup, opposing ground type, especially Landorus and Garchomp, because they're each problematic for Entei and Groudon. So some cons of this duo. It is weak to Tailwind teams, so if you're outspeeding this duo, you get to do some damage against them before they can move. Sometimes you can KO them if you are not EV'd correctly. This Entei does not have that much bulk because it is an offensive Entei. It's meant to outspeed and KO. So the set that I'm showing, things outspeeding you is going to be problematic. This duo is weak to ground types that resist fire or ground, it should say there. So Chomp and Lando. Chomp will resist Entei's attacks, and Lando will resist Groudon's attacks, and you don't have a lot of coverage on either of these for the respective thing that they're weak to. Dragon types are annoying to deal with. Like I said, Garchomp is probably the most annoying one to deal with, but I could see Salamence or stuff like that being annoying to deal with, especially if you're not running the Sword Stance Groudon set. You might be able to outbulk with Groudon and KO it, but it's just going to be annoying up front type-wise. And the biggest weakness with this team is a huge Kyogre, Rain, and Water weakness, so you're going to want to cover that up with an electric type. Rotom Wash would even do, but I don't like its anti-synergy with the Sun. Zapdos, like I said. Ludi Koko, I think, is the best option. It's been used on Sun before as an anti-rain counter, and I think that that'll be its best use here on this duo. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments. This was a little bit, again, an unedited video, and I appreciate you all tuning in. Please tune in to my Twitch. We stream Saturdays at 8, and we stream tournaments during the week. So I appreciate you all listening to me speak on another one of these really cool cores. I'll have some replays down below and PokePaste export for a couple of teams. And yeah, thanks for listening. See you all in the next one.